Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Akira Jahana. I know it's been a while since you have seen my face, but if you are new, hi, thank you for stopping by. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you can tell from the title of this video, today I'm going to be talking about my labor and birth experience. I had a 100% natural unmedicated birth that was between, I would say, 24 to 30 hours long. I can't exactly remember when my very first contraction was. So it's well over 24 hours worth of labor, and my delivery story and kind of what I did to prepare for that, because I know that a lot of people, are currently pregnant, and this could help. I know that more and more people are opting for natural forms of birth, whether it's the fact that, you want to fully experience what it is to bring a child into this world. Or it could be the fact that you don't trust the healthcare system and you want to have a completely, or you could just want to just have a home birth. So there are many reasons, and so I would love to be able to help you guys along that journey and give you some tips and just speak about my experience. So, what a year to have a baby. Right now, I am 4 months postpartum, but I got pregnant. Let's just say this time last year, I was actually in the very early stages of being pregnant. I don't even think I knew instinctively, but I hadn't confirmed it with a test at this point. At this exact time last year, it wasn't confirmed. 2020 was a wild year to get pregnant. Because of the changes that have happened, the situation that's going on in the world currently made it very difficult. Also, I had moved to Jamaica January of last year, January of 2020. So I wasn't familiar with the healthcare system, any of that. And so on top of the fact that I've moved to a foreign country, getting pregnant, although it was planned, I used a ovulation/period app. Shout out to Glow. Love the app. Really, really helped me to get pregnant. So I would tell everybody to download it, and this isn't even sponsored by them or anything, but I just think they're amazing. So yeah, got pregnant. I was going back and forward about whether or not I was gonna have my baby in the UK or in Jamaica. But one thing that I've been sure about for the moment that I've known that I wanted to be a mother was that I've wanted a home birth. I wanted a home birth and I wanted a water birth. I got one out of two of those things, and that was a home birth. And I'm okay with that. So, like I said, I was going back and forward about whether or not I wanted to go to the UK or whether or not I wanted to be in Jamaica. And the reason why I went back and forward with that is because people just, everyone was telling me that the healthcare system is better in the UK. But my mum was there, my mum, who of course I wanted to be present at my birth, and because of C-19, flights were constantly being cancelled and shut off. And then I really, 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 really am a big advocate that men should be able to witness their child come into this world. Guys, women, please, whether you are in a relationship with that man at the point that you're about to give birth still, please, or whether I don't care what the circumstances are, please make it so that your child's father can be present. I'm going to be honest, it's not about you, it's about this child and that child connection to their father. Whether you're in a relationship or not still, no matter what, he's always going to be the father, and it creates a bond like never before. And so, you know what? I was a big advocate for that. So that's actually what made me stay in Jamaica. It was not easy in Jamaica. That's a story for a whole nother video. So if you want me to do a separate video on my whole pregnancy experience giving if you want me to do a video on my whole pregnancy experience in Jamaica, please let me know and I will do that. But yeah, guys, so I decided to have my child in Jamaica, okay? So when I do, I'm about 2 weeks away from my due date, right? So this is Monday. On Monday, the 4th of January, actually my grandma's birthday, I go to Kingston Jubilee Hospital. My due date was on the 17th, but you have to keep going to the hospital. You have to keep going to the hospital weekly after you get to your 3rd trimester. So I was doing that. Then I go for when I get to the hospital now, I'm waiting for ages because, you know, everything's slow in Jamaica. Finally get round to seeing this gentleman who decides to put his fingers inside me, do a check. Okay, he tells me that I'm 1 centimeter dilated. I'm like, okay, great. This is amazing. I'm dilated already and I'm 2 weeks away from my due date. This is going to be lit. This is going to be lit. It's going to be easy. It's going to be a breeze from here then. You know, because you can be a centimeter dilated for up to 2 weeks. Then, without my permission, this man, what felt like he put his whole arm, probably just his fist, his whole hand in my vagina and was digging and digging and digging. And he was like, okay, this should push things along. I had no idea, no clue what this man done. But I know that I was on that bed squirming, screaming, I was so uncomfortable. And the fact that he didn't tell me what he was doing, I felt so violated after that. He didn't explain to me that he was giving me a membrane sweep. So anyway, that's that. I'm really annoyed. I feel violated. I go back home to St. Thomas, right? Now, you know, if you've been pregnant before, then you know that you go pee every second, especially in the last trimester. I think I got up every single hour. So I was doing my normal pee routine. Then I wipe. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm starting to see I don't remember if it was either the mucus plug or I'm starting to see something that looks like a show, right? So I wipe up and stuff and I let my boyfriend know. I say, okay, I think this is it. I'm going into labor. It's going to happen. I was so calm. The reason I was so calm is because the whole time throughout my pregnancy, I was preparing for labor. I kept saying to my boyfriend that labor is the part that I'm looking forward to the most. Giving birth is a part that I'm looking forward to the most. And I meant that. Nobody could understand why I was saying that, but I knew myself what I meant. That experience is something that I always wanted. And so I didn't always feel great in my pregnancy. I was feeling depressed a lot of the time, but still I managed to get tunnel vision and do things like I done a lot of hypnobirthing. I learned the technique of how to breathe, you know, breathe in for 8, out for 4, etc, etc. I also looked up things that were going to help. So okra, it helps. Honestly, I didn't start taking okra for long enough. I'm eating okra for long enough. I should have been doing it throughout my pregnancy, but then I also prepared and got clary sage. I wanted candles and stuff, but because this man done forced my labor upon me and I weren't ready, you know, I didn't have time to get the candles and stuff. But yeah, I was so ready. So I was so calm. I wasn't scared. I just woke him up and said, okay, this is it. So that morning now, what had happened was I started to feel contractions. I can't remember if it happened that night or in the morning. And they were light. They were bearable. But I was starting to panic because in Jamaica, if it's your first child, you're actually not meant to have a home birth. But yeah, I ain't gonna say no names because I don't want her to get in trouble. But she had agreed to do my home birth for me, this midwife. She agreed to do it for me. Thank you so much, because there's nothing more that I wanted than a home birth. I actually have a phobia of hospitals. And also, I'm big on the fact that I don't think that giving birth is an illness. I don't need to be in a hospital bed tied to a machine with things monitoring. No, just let me do it. Like, before hospitals were invented, what were people doing? So I'm calling her phone and I'm not hearing anything, and I'm panicking because I'm saying, oh my God, I'm gonna have to go to a hospital. So what I do, I get my boyfriend to go down to the clinic and see if he sees her, which he does. Then I go to the clinic. She checks me. She's like, yep, you are technically in labor. I mean, it's not active labor yet. I think at that time I was still maybe like 1 or 2 centimeters dilated. It hadn't been much. I had my bags packed already, so I just took my bags, went down to my grandma's house. Whole time I'm breathing in for 8, out for 4. I'm so controlled. I was laughing, talking, doing everything as per normal, okay? Up until I was like 8 centimeters, I was able to fully function. Like, it was honestly the most beautiful experience. Guys, I cannot tell you the importance of being able to control your breathing. That is the key to life. Once you can control your breath, you can control your life. And that goes for whether you're meditating, that goes for whether you're giving birth. I swear to you, it will not fail you guys. I actually gave birth at my grandma's house, yeah? So she was like, I don't even think you're actually in pain. Like, what's going on? But I was dilating very, very slowly. Very slowly. It was taking forever to get to even 8 centimeters of dilation. I think, like, how many hours? So 2 in the morning is when I saw the show, aka mucus plug, all of that good stuff. And then around 9 o'clock, I had gone to the clinic. It wasn't until around 5 o'clock, the midwife had come to my house, to my grandma's house, should I say. She came to my grandma's house around 5 o'clock, and I think that time I was like 5 centimeters dilated. Only 5 centimeters. And so she kept having me walk around. I was sniffing my sage. She didn't agree with it, but I'm very much someone that likes holistic health, and so there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Sage, frankincense, and a few others are great for contractions. Walking helped. It got to a point where I was actually even crawling on the floor. Guys, this is so embarrassing, but when you're pregnant or when you're in labor, you have no care in the world. And this is why I'm so glad I didn't go to a hospital, because I absolutely would not have been able to do this there. With every contraction, a little bit of pee was coming out, to the point where I had to have like a bucket. It was so bad. It was so bad, the peeing aspect, and the pain was intense. And yeah, after 8 centimeters, I couldn't handle it. By that time, it had been over 12 hours, very close to 24 hours. I had lost control because I'm just tired at this point. I'm tired. I feel like my brain just shut off. I'm cool on the floor. I'm butt naked. Like, bearing in mind, the nurse is there, my grandma's there, and my boyfriend's there, and I'm butt naked. And I'm just like, please get this child out of me. This time my water still hasn't burst. Still didn't burst. In fact, she actually had to burst my waters. So this time, like, it's the next day, next morning. So remember, I've actually been in labor and 1 centimeter dilated from Monday. Tuesday, 2 o'clock in the morning, the show happens. The following morning, which is now Wednesday, nurse checks me and she's like, yeah, you're ready. It's time. So at that moment is when, I'm not going to lie, a little bit of fear kicked in at that moment, you know, but it had been so long and I was beyond ready to get this child out. honestly, I feel like he just wasn't ready to come out. I feel like what that man done was very disrespectful, very out of order. But I'm not even going to take it any further in Jamaica because I wouldn't get anywhere with it. It's not like the UK or US where you can like sue or do any of that. So it doesn't even make sense, and yeah, it's not worth it. But anyway, as I was saying, she puts her hand in now. After she does her checks and I'm dilated, she burst my water for me. I'm expecting this huge surge of pain, guys. Because they say that when you burst the water, it brings on an intense pain. I'm waiting for that. It didn't happen. But as soon as she burst my water, she's telling me to push. And I'm there straining and straining. And I'm like, I'm not feeling anything. But it took a while for things to kick in. But when I say a while, everything seemed like it was in slow motion anyway. So when I say a while, it really wasn't. My labor was long, but my birth was super quick, right? So she burst my waters, and then I'm waiting for the pain to kick in. I'm pushing, but I'm not feeling anything. And then, guys, this urge kicks in. And honestly, I can't do anything but push. I cannot do anything but push by this time. I actually didn't even want to give birth on my back. I wanted to give birth, you know, going against gravity. But literally, it all happened so quick. From the moment she checked, she said, okay, you're ready. Burst the waters. Didn't have time to do anything. And so, let me tell you, I was being forced to push. Like, I don't remember what it's called, but there's a term when it just happens naturally. And then all of a sudden, y'all, he just came flying out. He just came flying out. Literally. I was so out of it. I believe my mum was on the phone because she couldn't make it because around that time the country went into lockdown and no one could come. They banned people from coming from the UK. Just found out the other day that my little 12-year-old sister was able to be present. I'm so grateful that she was able to witness that, her nephew come into the world. And I think it's very important to educate young females about what women have to actually go through. So they were all there. Child came out. I just get really emotional because I'm just like, wow. Oh my goodness gracious me. You know, like, what the hell? I've actually just brought a child into this world. Luckily, the nurse also believed in delaying cord clamping. And if you don't know, guys, please look up the benefits of not cutting the umbilical cord straight away. My child came into this world without crying. I think he cried a little bit. After we cut the cord. You know, he's been connected to his mum for a whole 9 months, and so he's separated from me. He has to now learn to breathe and learn to, you know, function on his own. So of course he's gonna cry a little bit, but the fact that he came into this world so peacefully, his temperament to this day, he's so calm, so humble, doesn't give me any trouble. Like, I'm so grateful for him. Yeah, so that was my very intense labor experience, but beautiful birth story. It was absolutely amazing. Guys, that is how I did it. All I did was breathe. So if I can do it, me who has a very low pain threshold, anybody can do it. I promise you. Go online. Actually, I'm going to link some of my favorite ones in the bio. I'm also going to link articles for delayed cord clamping and the benefits of it. And I'm also going to link some of the herbs you can use. Things like, guys, if you're pregnant and watching this, and if you haven't, stop, go pause this video, go online and order yourself some red raspberry leaf tea. That helps with your uterus. It helps with contractions. It also helps getting your uterus back into shape and size. Amazing, amazing, amazing herb. There's also milk thistle if you have trouble getting your milk down. There's so many things, guys. Let me know if you want more videos about natural birth, if you want me to go into more detail about my pregnancy or about that whole experience with the doctor. If there's anything you want me to get into more detail about, please let me know. You know, I was kind of speeding through this video because my son is sleeping and I don't want to wake him. But yeah, in all, it was a beautiful experience and I would definitely do it again. I give birth 4.5 stars because I ain't gonna lie, them hours while I was in labor was very, very long, which is why it's important to prepare yourself, prepare your space. There's so much meditation music online where you can listen to it and it's gonna help calm you, relax you. Definitely get some candles and just set up your space, guys. Honestly, it's all about your mind. It's all about your mind. Pregnancy is not something to be scared of. Labor is not something to be scared of. And guys, lastly, before I go, we are literally walking balls of energy, and so you are what you attract. You are a mirror, basically. So if you give off the vibration of fear, you're going to get that back. And I really believe that that is what contributed to me having such a great experience. The highlight of it all was hearing my sister say that. She was like, wow, Akira, you were so calm. Like, I don't understand why people are screaming like that most of the time. And honestly, it's out of fear because you don't know what to expect. So no matter what stage you're at in your pregnancy, guys, it doesn't even matter if your due date is a day away, please, or even if it's on the day of while you're in labor, please try hypnobirthing, okay? It will change your life. Like, I'm ready to go back in. I'm joking. I'm going to wait till my son gets to about 5 or 3, between the ages of 3 and 5, and then I'm ready to go again because it was really lit. And I know many people haven't even heard of people talking positively about pregnancy, and so I want to change change the narrative. And not even just about pregnancy, about labor, should I say. I stand corrected. I mean, people don't really talk positively of labor, and it's because you haven't tried these techniques. So try it and let me know. Yeah, let's change the narrative, ladies, and have positive birthing experiences.